There we go.
Hello and welcome.
To our self-love practices. My name is Catherine Wolf.
And my name is Renier Jooste.
Thank you for joining our self-love practices. So today, in our Self-Love Awareness Month, we are going to be talking about what self-love means and what self-love means for you. Let's start thinking about what self-love is. So what does self-love mean, my love?
It's really interesting that you say, let's look at what does it mean for you. Because for me personally, self-love means that I get to be responsible for what is happening on the inside of myself. And as I take responsibility, I walk around with this curiosity of of another way. Like, if it's not this, what is the other way? And with me walking around with this attitude of curiosity, I get to figure out what is it that I need to experience love. And once I figure out what it is that I need, how do I give that to myself? So for me, that is what self-love is.
Yeah, for me, self-love is really a process of remembering myself and being very discerning as to what I am remembering. Is it my ego self, or is it my true self? Is it myself as awareness? Because when I identify myself as my ego self, life is hard, and I fight and I control and I'm not present and I feel like I need to get something. And when I identify myself as the awareness, as one and connected and open and love, then I'm able to be a lot more loving to myself. I'm able to detach from the control and from needing things to happen in a certain way and move into the flow and have faith. So that's self-love for me.
It's beautiful how you get to say that when it's not the loving self, when it's the ego self, then it is all of these things in the world outside that is like more important than what is going on in here, whether it brings about overwhelm or stress or worry. It's just all of that up there, and being able to acknowledge that for what it is. It's out there, and this is in here, and how to be at peace in here is pretty much a decision.
Yes, and that peace is self-love. That peace is the only thing that is loving to myself, because when, let's look at the opposite of peace is conflict. And where is peace experienced? Peace is experienced in the mind. So therefore conflict is in the mind. So to be aware that when I'm stuck in my ego story, when I am trying to think about how I want things to be, or how things are going to be, or how they were in the past, then I'm being very unloving to myself. So self-love becomes a practice of remembering to be present, to have peace in my mind.
Yeah, it's all of it is just up in the mind, and our acknowledgement of the out there and the in here allows us to be in the space of peaceful inner peace and kind and caring and loving towards ourselves. And once we have that for ourselves, it's super easy to just share that with the world. It just overflows. It's not even something that we need to do. The something that we need to do is to figure out what is loving to ourselves and how to give that to ourselves. And from there on, I promise you, it's just like an overflowing bucket that just continues to give.
So you're speaking about how to figure out what I need. Can you unpack that a little bit more?
Yeah, I can. To have a look at what drives me and what it is that makes me feel loved or loving. What is it that makes me feel, and see how do I run around in this world outside searching for that, needing the world to do that for me. That will bring a spotlight on what it is that I need to give myself. And once I can figure out what it is that I need to feel love, I can question myself, like, okay, how do I give this to myself? And once I figure that out, the next move, by starting to give that to myself, means it starts overflowing into the world. And I don't have to run around in this world and do this little dance anymore. It's just from there on it flows.
Yeah, it's really a practice of checking in with ourselves, right? Being aware of what we need and what's going on for us. And I think we're so used to looking outside, and when we're not feeling great inside, to not be conscious of that, and or not take responsibility for that, and rather lash out at the world outside and blame things that happen. And it's very easy to get into a cycle. There's lots of things in the world that we can blame on our irritability or our dis-ease or whatever. It's a whole different story to bring it back and take responsibility that actually what's going on inside of me is my doing. And if I can give that to myself, I'm able to transcend it rather than project it, and rather than take what is inside and put it outwards, because that's not pleasant. It's not loving. It's not loving to us, and it's not loving to the people around us.
Amen.
Okay, so if you guys would like to hear more about our self-love practices and about what you're doing that is unloving to yourself and how you can change that, we are running a self-love workshop on the 7th of July. We're super excited about it, and we're going to be unpacking that and give you a very clear game plan as to how you can be more loving to yourself and what to do to bring yourself out of those dramas back to peace. So if you'd like to hear more about that, please just send a comment or a DM and say self-love workshop, and we will send that to you. We look forward to connecting with you guys soon. Bye for now.